All right, listen. Try to get some perspective here. Let's try to get some understanding of what happened and why. And let's try to make it relatable. Turn this off. All right, so far, what I read in a nutshell is that a black man was the shooter. And he bought 40 cal. First off, respects to the family, praying for them, and let the Lord Jesus bless them and the deceased. So this man, okay, so the weapons of choice was a 40 cal and an AR-15, and he bought both of them the day of the day of the crime. So we know this. Day of the crime, he decides, I'm going to go and purchase a high-powered rifle, and I'm going to purchase a 40 caliber or 40 cal. Big hole, 40 cal. Handgun, and I'm going to release havoc on a hospital. And he went right into one area. We know it was on purpose. And he went into one area looking for Dr. Phillips. And he was upset at Dr. Phillips because of back surgery. Now I want to stop right there and just say this, not for any, to say this man was right, because he was definitely wrong. But I, have back pain every day because of a car accident. So I know, I never had surgery on it though, but I have back pain every day. So it is highly irritating, and it really does slow down your mobility. And another thing that it does is it takes away your pride. Now, this man was married. He actually called his wife and told his wife what he did. So, like I said, let's just think about this. What back pain does to anyone. But I'm singling out men because, for one, this was a man, and two, I'm a man. It takes away your pride because there's a lot of things you can't do anymore, especially if you have a woman in your life. You can't, move the furniture like your woman likes anymore. If you can't perform in the bed anymore, it makes you feel like you're less than a man. Like I said, I'm not giving credit to this guy. I'm just, for those of you who don't have back pain, you're young and you're still able to do all the things that your woman wants. Okay, fine. But if you ever get in a situation where back pain is overshadowing your life, and now you have to rethink anything you do, you have to have surgery, and there's just, you're just not the same. You're gaining weight. It's harder to breathe because you're gaining weight. You don't look the same. Your face is blown up. You used to have muscles, fit, you used to run, go jogging. You can't play with your kids the same. You're definitely not going to perform in bed the same. Your wife's looking at you different. She wants a newer, younger model. We all know that. She doesn't have to say it. She still loves you, but hey, she wants to, still get her freak on, and you can no longer do this. Your whole life changes. Your household changes, everything. So there's a lot of bitterness that sets in. Once again, I'm not saying this guy was right. I'm just saying what happens when you have severe back issues. It changes. It changes you. This guy, I didn't know what surgery they did. Of course, they might say what exactly what they did, but he wasn't happy with his surgery and he was still in pain. So he uh, decided to, like I said, purchase two weapons. One's an AR-15, which is an assault rifle, and the other one is a Glock 40, which the police use. And he walked into the hospital and he, you know, unalived four people, including himself, who was the fifth. So he offed two doctors. I don't know who the other two were, but I do know that there was a nurse that hid from him, and she watched him take his life. So he did, take his own life. The police did not do this, and of course, people are looking for more answers. And of course, they're going to ask the wife because he did turn to, called the wife and said, "This is what I did." And she's probably like, why in the name of all reason, why would you do that to doctors, to people who are trying to help you? And then you knocked off other people who, I mean, so we don't know. We don't know whether this guy was pleading with the, doctors and saying, "Hey, I need you guys to do this. You didn't do it. I've been complaining about this part. You guys didn't do your best. You guys didn't care." I mean, was he thinking, borderline malpractice? Was he thinking that he wasn't being heard? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this guy was in severe pain and he was not being heard. And he got, tired of trying to communicate that you guys need to go back in and do this, that, and the other. Everybody thinks they're a doctor, but it's just not easy, especially when you're working on the back. The back has so many muscles in it, so you can move, all kind of ways. Especially if you get towards the spine, it's just nothing to play with, you know. So I don't know exactly what surgery they did on him, but what I know is he wasn't happy with the surgery. It still does not excuse his actions. It's this to us doesn't equate for people losing their life, including you. I have back pain. I'm gonna go off the doctors, excuse me, and two other people who I don't know who they were. The one doctor the one he was aiming for was Dr. Phillips, is a black man. The other person was the other doctor was a white woman, and the other two I don't know. I don't know if they identified them yet. Well, of course they did, but I didn't read that. So there's four people who lost their lives unexpectedly because this guy snapped out. Now we're going to find out once the FBI, does their initial investigating into this. We're going to find out that, of course, there's more to it. It's not going to be, "Hey, you didn't work on my T3, you know, and, now I can't bend over all the way." It's not going to be, "I had spinal stenosis." It's not going to be any of that. It's going to be a constant banter between him, probably his insurance, and the doctors. And there's going to be a trail of emails and phone calls and letters. And, we're going to see where the expenses were, how much it cost him to do this, who paid for it and who didn't pay for it. and if he requested more surgery to be done and it couldn't be done, or like we're gonna get to the caveat of why this guy lost it, because there's gonna be finances involved in this. This is He knew exactly who he wanted. Now here's the thing: those other three people he wasn't gunning for. He said, I'm coming up there to get Dr. Phillips and anybody else who stands in my way. He went right to the room he wanted to. So he knew other people were going to be there. But he made it very clear, if they get in my way, I'm dusting them off. That's just that. I want who I want. I'm thinking that there is a long history between these two, because one, if you're doing back surgery, you might have to do more than one. So Dr. Phillips might have been working with this guy for a few years. This might have been something that has been going on for 5, 10 years. This guy might have I don't know. I don't know if he had mobility issues, because he walked in there and did his thing. Now, here's another thing. How did he get into that room without? I mean, who saw him enter the building and walk into that room? I mean, the way hospitals are set up, as soon as you enter in the back, the front, you're seen. So this is just interesting. Now, of course, there aren't a bunch of people walking around, like I said before, who can compete with a Glock 40 and an AR-15. There's nobody in the hospital who can compete with that, but there usually are officers. So we need to find out exactly how that went, because he wasn't confronted before he made it to the people that he wanted to get to, according to what we know so far, or what I know. Maybe, I don't know. I told you guys before also that I said this yesterday before I knew the information, that I thought it was going to be a white guy because of the weapon that was chosen. But when I heard that he, offed himself, I said, usually black guys do that. So I said 90%, white because of the weapon, but that 10% space is left open because, he unalived himself. So I said, that's a black people. And black people usually, we're afraid of that because, we believe in heaven and hell. But when it comes to these circumstances, this lone wolf type of stuff, and you go and commit all these atrocities, I mean, your life on earth is going to be hell. You're not going to go to jail and eat pizza, and you're going to you're going to suffer for the rest of your life. So black people have been, when it comes to stuff like this, known to take their life. So that's what I said. And I'm not saying I was right or anything, but that was just my thought process. Once again, we can start narrowing these mass shootings down and pretty much say what's going to happen when, almost. But yeah, so I just thought you guys might have wanted to talk about it, but nobody really wants to talk about it. So I'm going to come back and make some music. But I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts and tell you what I've read so far and how I feel about it. Of course, it's a sad situation. That shouldn't have never happened. But once again, excuse me, not but and there's more information that's going to be coming our way, and we're going to find out that there's going to be a paper trail here. And these two probably knew each other, or this is a patient victim, or excuse me, this is a patient, uh, doctor patient thing. And I guarantee that when you follow this paper trail, yeah, you're going to find that there's going to be friction on both ends. And the doctor's probably going to have his hands tied because he's going to be like, listen, I can't do anything. I can't, go outside hospital rules, and I just can't do what you want me to. There has to be, there's protocol and who's going to pay for it and all this, that, and the third. And like I said, I'm thinking that this guy probably got tired of hearing that and was probably thinking that the doctor was just saying no when he's actually correct. This is just what I'm thinking that happened. I'm thinking this guy got operated on, and it didn't go like he thought it was going to go. He thought, I'm getting an operation, I'm going to feel better. I'm thinking this guy probably thought there's some malpractice going on. You screwed me up. I'm worse than what I was supposed to be. I'm not getting better. I can't do the things I used to do at home, before my surgery. Now I'm even worse than that. And put in a complaint, went to his insurance and was like, I'm still messed up. I'm even worse. And the insurance is like, we're not going to cover another surgery. We're not. A guy might have lost his job. Things along that line there's just a lot of mitigating circumstances that we just don't know. This guy was truly under the circumstance, as they say. And I'm just picturing how he got to a extreme boiling point. We also know that, hospitals and patients go at it all the time. Insurance companies are left in the middle to make decisions. And a lot of times there's really no mediator. And when the insurance is telling you one thing, and then you're trying to call the doctor, and the doctor is saying what the insurance is saying, then you feel alienated because nobody's helping you. There needs to be some type of mediator and or an ombudsman, some type of someone with a listening ear who can actually get something done. Somebody who knows the law too, because you can be left out in the, you can be left out in the cold when it comes to knowledge, because this is not your field of study. You're just a patient. Even though you can look things up, a lot of times you got your own thing to do, you're a finance person or you're a welder or whatever it is you do. But, when it comes to medical stuff, that's not your field of expertise. And then even people in the medical field don't know all of the rules and regulations that get handed down constantly by the federal government. So, especially if you're on Medicaid, Medicare, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, things can change. They change all the time, depending on how much money they have allocated for healthcare. This is why there are a lot of companies out there, especially insurance companies, that want you to be healthier. However, they know, they know what they're doing. Okay, let me say this. Like the insurance company I go through, being that I'm in my 50s, they have something called a shoot, I forgot what the name of it. I don't know if I still have my card in here somewhere. But basically, it is a privilege because of my age where you can, it's called silver spike or silver something, silver sneaker. So I'm a silver sneaker member, meaning that um, I can go to a gym, sign up for the gym, and tell them, look, I'm silver sneaker. And then they'll only charge me half the monthly price that they would charge somebody younger than me. Also, you can go to some gyms and they won't charge you at all because you're silver sneaker. You have to show them your silver sneaker card, and then they'll look you up, and they have your names in a database, and they'll go, oh, you're with so and so, Edna, Humana, whoever, something life, and they'll go, yeah, you're silver sneaker, boom, you come here free, or you get this discount. So silver sneaker is a big deal. And it's also you'll keep going to the gym and try to get healthier. That's what it's for. And like I said, some gyms I go to for absolutely free, they don't charge me at all. And this is all over the country. So there's that. Also, the network that you belong to, where you can go to, if you belong to a network, you can go to different hospitals within that network if something's wrong with you. So if you walk into so-and-so general because you got a hitch in your giddy up, they'll still see you because you belong to, a particular network. They'll still see you and you won't get charged. You'll still have to pay your copay, but your insurance is going to pick it up. So like I said, when it comes to medical, there's just a lot people do not know, they're not aware of, because the government hands down different rules that change all the time. And if this is not your field of study, you can see a doctor, and then the doctors, they do what they do. They're there to fix you if they can. They hand you down their expertise or operate on you or whatever it is. And if it doesn't fix you the way you think it was supposed to fix you, or something's out of line, out of place, of course, your insurance paid for this. So now there's a whole argument because you're not back to where you think you should be. Okay, okay. I like to use myself in these situations. So I have had surgery on. Okay, we'll take my arm. I've had surgery on my rotator cuff. Now, when I had surgery, came home, I was in pain, painkillers, the whole nine, had to go through it all, hurt like heck. I don't like painkillers, but I used them when I had to. But nonetheless, I went through the VA because boom. Now, when I got my surgery, I noticed after, I healed up, that I can no longer move my shoulder, this shoulder, the way I can move this shoulder. There are some exercises I'll never be able to do. It's just not going to happen. One of them is I can't put the squat bar behind my neck and squat and then do squats like that. I can't. This arm doesn't go back far enough. Did I know this was going to happen before I went into surgery? Absolutely not. Now, I don't play sports, or I don't need to rotate my arm back there like I can do this one. But I don't know, there might come a time when I need to do this with this arm and I can't do it. But as of now, it's not a part of my livelihood, so I don't need to do it. Now, can I still lift weights? Yes. Can I still move stuff around? Absolutely. Did it change my life? Yes, it did. Because I also can't put my hands over my head. I can't do this straight up over my head like I can't do this with this arm. It only goes so far. So I can't do that, and I can't hold it there too long. I hold it out right about there. That's it. When I have to put something straight over my head, I have to lean back and do it. It changed my life. Am I upset? No. It changed my life, but me needing to do those things, like if I was a weightlifter and I was doing power cleans and that's how I made my money, then yes, it would have changed my life drastically because that's how I made my money. Now I have to find another way to exercise and make money with it. That's just that. So, like I said, there are mitigating circumstances we don't know about. We don't know if whatever happened to this man, car accident or whatever, where he needed back surgery, we just don't know. But I like to consider everything. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Oklahoma hospital shit. You guys have a good day. Bye.